Hey guys, so today is going to be another POV video. Essentially what I'm doing is getting a GoPro, strapping it on my chest so I can get some behind the scenes footage, show you guys what's actually happening behind the camera so you can kind of get a better understanding of why I'm making the creative choices I am, how I'm framing my shots compared to the background, and generally I'll put some kind of voiceover, or maybe I'll explain in camera what's going on, why I'm making the decisions I am, and give my general thoughts and opinions on the photos I've taken. So I started out just by doing some pretty simple basic shots. I kind of wanted to see how the lighting works and kind of how the fog would look like in camera. You know, usually when I'm out shooting, it takes me a few minutes or maybe 5-10 minutes to kind of warm up and get those creative juices flowing. So yeah, I just took some basic shots to see kind of what I was working with in terms of lighting and the background. Now, shooting a bike is a little bit harder than shooting a car simply because you don't really have that kind of symmetry. So, you know, standard shot is basically having your car or motorcycle lined up on the center line. So you get that leading line to your subject and just taking some shots. I thought the fog looked pretty nice in the background. And then I just moved over to the other side because I thought that the fog looked better on this side. There was a little bit more fog in the background, so it had a lot more mystique and very nice atmospheric vibes.
I think the wash was worth it then.
Oh, shit. I think it would be better if we shoot that because it's a little bit more foggy. Oh, that sounds so good. On the dead today.
So yeah, I just got my friend Gleb to sit on the bike. I wanted to get some portraits of him and his bike. I really like that kind of aesthetic where it's like person and their bike, you know, man and machine. But yeah, I thought these photos looked really good, especially with the fog in the background. You do have to be careful when shooting photos like these when you have a bright light coming straight into the camera. It can really mess up the photo. Luckily it wasn't too bad, but it definitely looks better without the light on. This is probably one of my favorite locations just because of the green and blue, and you have the gray neutral kind of color road. It works really well with his bike, which is silver and blue, that anodized blue. So yeah, just some more standard portraits from an angle this time, and I really love these photos. The background looks so good, especially with that fog. Definitely worth driving up early in the morning. The fog started to clear up, so we drove further up the mountain to see if we could find some more fog, but we didn't really find any. So we just kind of stopped at this little road here, and I liked kind of the framing of all the trees on the sides and this kind of small narrow road, especially with all the kind of foliage on the road. I thought it added a nice kind of aesthetic.
A little bit front and a little bit more towards me. There you go. And then just a little bit backwards and I think we're good. Yeah, that's great. Oh yeah, that's nice. The lighting here is so good.
So once again, you know, just defaulting to my regular style of shooting, just from the side, down the middle of the road. Quite like this kind of shot. It really helps bring focus. You know, when you're shooting something like a car or motorcycle, you kind of want to get down close to the ground because motorcycle and car, they sit lower to the ground than we do as humans, like our eye level. And the kind of eye level of a car, or like the headlights is a good reference point. You know, you kind of want to get the headlights in the center of the image. You don't always have to follow this rule, but that's just kind of general rule of thumb. So you're usually going to be kind of crouching down closer to the ground than you would be when you're taking portraits.
You don't know if you can balance it? That's cool. See. Just don't fall, man.
When you're out and about shooting cars or motorcycles in the daytime, you gotta keep in mind that a car and motorcycle, the paint is very reflective. Luckily, when we were shooting this, it was very cloudy that day because we went early in the morning, so I didn't have to worry too much about any glare or reflections. I would definitely recommend getting a CPL filter, but I didn't use one for this shoot, so you can definitely get by without one. But that's just something to keep in mind. You really don't want your subject, car, motorcycle, to be in direct sunlight. Otherwise, you're gonna get a ton of reflection and glare.
Yeah.
Bugs.
Oh shit. 70 to 200. shit. Do you think you could do one of those ones where you're like sitting on the seat with your back on the tank? Holy shit.
So we tried to get a little bit creative
That's
with posing and the motorcycle. We tried to get him lying down on the motorcycle, kind of like kicking back. It worked okay. I think the problem is that my lens was a little bit too tight. I'm using an 85. I think it would have looked really good with a 50 or a 35, just because it's a little bit hard to frame him properly or frame him nicely. So yeah, I thought they were okay. Definitely gonna revisit this kind of pose later.
That's pretty funny. That's sick.
You always gotta be careful when you're shooting into light like that. Oh shit, we got it. Let's do it one more time.
So one of the issues that motorcycles have is that you need a kickstand, or someone needs to be having both their feet down or one foot down to keep the bike upright, and it doesn't look that good in photos. So a fun little thing
tell me when you're gonna do it,
fun little trick you can do is basically, you know, count down and have your subject put both of their feet on the pegs, and then just high shutter speed and high frame rate, and snap a bunch of photos, and you're bound to get one that looks good.
Yeah, like that. Oh shit, car coming. Let's do it fast.
So we just decided to take some shots of the back of the bike,
Can you
kind of
put your
get that
one
feeling
hand on the
of,
visor?
oh, this person's driving through the forest and kind of exploring. We got a lot of the greenery in the background. I thought they were okay.
Yeah,
I usually don't
perfect.
like doing rear shots too much. It depends on the motorcycle really, but I think the MT-09 really looks sexy from behind. I really like these shots with him, with his hand in the visor. I like that pose. It's kind of like him lifting up the visor, looking around and being like, hey, where am I? What is this place? Kind of just looking and
Can we do one
exploring.
where you're looking back, or try to look back? Kind of, yeah, like that. Cool. All right, let's head out.
So yeah, that's it for the POV portion. My GoPro did die on me before we finished shooting, so there are a few more photos that I'll throw up just now quickly, some of my favorites. Basically, we just drove kind of off-road for maybe like 20-30 meters to this kind of like little flat area with some nice trees and a little bit of shrubbery. I took some more photos. As you can see, I thought they turned out pretty well. Sadly, yeah, GoPro died, so couldn't get that on film. All right, well, let's discuss the pictures. So first of all, probably my favorite photos were the ones that we took on the main road at the start, towards the start of the video with the fog. I thought the fog looked super good, very atmospheric. I'll throw up my favorite one right now, I think. There were definitely a few other ones that were close. But I really liked the photo with my friend Gleb on the bike and that just atmospheric fog in the background. I can't really tell if I prefer the one with the headlights on or the headlights off. It kind of looks a little bit more, I think it adds a little bit more atmosphere when you have the headlight on, but at the same time it kind of hides a bit of the bike. So it's still a toss-up, but I think for now I'll just say the one with the headlights off I think I prefer better. So yeah, if there was anything I would change, I would probably say come a little bit earlier so we could spend more time shooting where it was foggy. The only problem is that was on a main road, and so we were getting cars and traffic coming by pretty fast, so we constantly had to get out of the way, which is a bit of a pain. All right, so that's it for the video. Thanks for making it to the end. If you like it, please, I'd love it if you let me know down below which photo was your favorite, and if you like the video, please leave a like, subscribe. That really helps out a lot. I appreciate it a ton, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.